Hit a grand slam with your next project and head to your local Home Hardware. With over 1,000 locations across Canada, Home Hardware is locally owned, genuinely Canadian. There are some genuine Canadians roaming outside of Fenway Park, heading in for the ball game today. It's the Blue Jays and Red Sox coming up on Sportsnet.
The Red Sox, Joe, a little down on their luck right now. This will be an interesting weekend series. Pop this one up, and we'll see if Clement has a play. Did he catch it? I think he did.
What a catch by Clement.
Lines it into center, a base hit. Clement is running through the stop sign and will score. It's an RBI double for the remarkable Alejandro Kirk.
It's a professional at-bat from Alejandro Kirk.
The Blue Jays win in convincing fashion.
It is time for the big board presented by Bet365. Blake Murphy and I were watching that along with you, and Ernie Clement figured prominently, as you saw. At one point in time, he was a multi-time DFA candidate. What is he now?
He's pretty much everything the Blue Jays have needed and more than they could have hoped for when they picked him up, more than they could have hoped for when he had a path to playing time to start the season. He is having one of the 25, 30 best first halves that we've ever seen a Blue Jay have. Now, that might strike you as odd. 5 times on base yesterday. We're not overreacting here. There's obviously a big defensive component to that. At this point, the halfway mark, Ernie Clement is clearly the favorite for the American League Utility Gold Glove. There you see he's above average at 4 different positions. 3rd in all of Major League Baseball in outs above average. He's even hitting righties pretty well the last month or so. So pretty interesting to see. And you take the offense, which has been very good against lefties and better against righties of late. You take that elite defense, and he is on pace for a season that would be worth over 5 wins above replacement based on Fangraphs numbers. Now, wins above replacement is not the be-all and end-all, but to show you the context of what a 5-win season looks like, there have only been 24 in Blue Jays history. Obviously, Jose Bautista, Carlos Delgado, those names had a couple, but you look through and you can't fake a 5-win season. Nope. Alex Rios is probably the closest thing to a non-star that has put up a 5-win season for the Blue Jays. So if Ernie Clement keeps up this pace, not only do the Blue Jays have an everyday third baseman / second baseman / shortstop / first baseman, they have one of maybe the 25 best position player seasons.
The fact that Clement didn't even look at Carlos Fablis on that run through third base onward to home made you chuckle. And it's probably not the wisest thing in the world, given who's playing center field for the Red Sox.
Yeah, Cedar Rafaela has gotten really, really good defensively. And in fact, he might be ahead of Ernie Clement in some of those defensive metrics now, different position, obviously. But this is a guy who 2 seasons ago, we weren't sure what position he was going to land at. He was playing some short, some second base, and now he is leading all outfielders in outs above average. Denzel Clark is going to catch him because this is the Denzel Clark stat, and he's only played half the innings. But for right now, Rafaela sits on top. And he's so fascinating because a lot of good outfielders will have a direction that they're good in or out or left or right. He's good across the board. You saw I included his jump time there as well. He doesn't have the great, what they call route efficiency, but he gets such great jumps and covers so much ground so quickly when a ball comes off the bat that right now he's right up there ahead of a Pete Crow Armstrong, ahead of a Julio Rodriguez, on pace for a Dalton Varsho-like defensive season in center field.
Wouldn't that be something? Great stuff. That is Blake Murphy, and that is the big board presented by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Here's Boston's lineup. The issues with this team right at the top of the order. And by the way, they're hitting a